Ooh, this might be the last new episode of this season or patch or whatever, or maybe even might get stitched onto the previous episode. I don't know. I just launched the game today and I was like, I looked at this quest log and it has the fishing quest and then just generic NPC repeatables basically, and I'm like, wait, am I out of stuff to do? Did I finish? And then like didn't register. I definitely had a few to-do list things when I wrapped up yesterday, but kind of blanking on what some of them are. But anyway, I'm on this island. I'm like, oh, she seems neat. Maybe we'll add her to the village. You don't look too glassy-eyed. Have you seen a mound of loose dirt anywhere on this stupid good-for-nothing island? Wait, don't answer that. This whole problem is dumb, and I hate to say it, but I'm dumb too. What happened? Oh, like it matters to you. You're just gonna laugh at me, which is so unfair, because usually it's my job to laugh at all the other schmucks. But no, I had to go and bury my luggage. Herder, I said, let's keep it safe. Then I won't have to haul it around while I explore. The best part is, I made a stupid map to tell stupid me where I buried the stupid stuff, but I can't parse it because it's such a shoddy map. Now I'm stuck here on this organic trash heap forever in the same stupid clothes with none of my stuff. I can try to find it. Wait, you're serious? I didn't see that coming. It's on that island. The left one. You know what? Sure. If you think you can make sense of this map, by all means try. It's useless to me anyways. And it's facing the same direction, right? Yeah, it's an easy map. It's not even like rotated or like a hand-drawn map or anything. It's just clearly the same map I already have, which is goofy. Go to the westernmost map real quick. You, the fisherman. I might have to do your quest today. It's technically part of the content. Otherwise, just to be safe, I think I'm gonna check the wiki. Because I think there's a page of all the quests, and so I can just see like, did I do that one? Did I do that one? Did I do that? And just see if they all seem familiar or not. Because it can be hard to know if there's more to do in a game this open. Beyond just the open-ended loose goal of obviously being able to endlessly interior decorate. Which maybe that's what people want sometimes. I feel like my options are relatively limited by the fact that I have to check the store every day, stock up on tons of items, and then maybe I'll have a handful of items that kind of seem to go together for one person's house, and then after I do that guy's house, then I'm kind of depleted again. It's like, oh, none of these really go together. Definitely a long-term goal. Wait, I think about this with Pokopia because people sometimes are like, oh, you can do a series on Pokopia? And I'm like, I've been playing it in my free time. It's neat. But, I feel like most of the appeal of that game involves a playstyle where you're just kind of meandering around. And most of the way that Let's Plays usually work involves playing it in a way that kind of crushes that approach. Unless you just want to hang out aimlessly for hundreds of episodes, which the series better be doing very well to justify putting like 300 episodes into a game like that, the way that some people become Minecraft YouTubers. Very stressful to just meander. It's not really... Usually people aren't in the mood to just meander around aimlessly on their channel. If the series isn't doing that well. Because then you're like, well, I'm not really looking to buy time. If anything, I'm trying to wrap this up. And I don't know if brute forcing the main story of that game is really an appealing way of experiencing it or showing it. I could potentially do it. I definitely have been making very little story progress in that game in my free time because I specifically just kind of fuck around. My personal goal has been to get every single individual map, because the game is split up into multiple maps. I'm trying to get every single one of them up to level 10, which is like a combined score of like sometimes adding and discovering more Pokemon and sometimes from making them happier. Like, not sometimes, both of those things, all the time. This is a combined thing. Which is an interesting thing to pursue. But every now and then I just sit there and do like a long-term restoration project of like, I'm gonna get rid of all of the sludge from this entire place, and then rebuild all of the walkways based on the skeleton of the ruins of how they used to be and so on. It's the Minecraft element of that that's like part of why I like it a lot, probably more than Critter Cove, but especially more than like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, is that it has the Minecraft element of being able to actually just hang out and make stuff and not be massively blocked on those processes, while also being a game that's not terribly concerned with the day-night cycle. It definitely has. That game does particularly do the thing where it bases its day-night cycle on real life. So because I keep playing in the evening, I almost exclusively experience the game at night, which is kind of a bummer actually. There's just not that many events tied to the day-night cycle in that game. Whereas in Animal Crossing, Animal Crossing sometimes feels like it has stuff in common with like Facebook games, like the ones where you had a certain amount of energy, and then when you run out of energy, you can't play anymore that day unless you pay money, which Animal Crossing does not normally try to monetize that part of it. But like just the island will just kind of dry up on stuff to do especially in the early game, it seems, and you have to just wait till tomorrow. I'm like, I don't like that. It just makes me not play the game anymore because it doesn't successfully sell me on the experience. In Pokopia, you can just play all day, every day if you want to, and blitz the shit out of it. I do prefer just being able to play a game however much I want to, which is not normally a problem. It's really an Animal Crossing invented bit of friction that I don't enjoy. Please tell me you found my buried luggage, or don't. Saves me the time of being worse at finding things than you. You found it. I never thought I'd see my stuff again. Thank you. I'm Nerissa. My pleasure. I'm Marrow. Good to see someone decent for a change, Marrow. How about this? How about you take this? We call it even. With that settled, I should get back to my travels, unless you happen to know a good place to live. Critter Cove. Critter Cove? I don't see why not. Just promise me it isn't gnome infested. I can't do this again. My reputation will be in shambles. Don't know what that means. Do gnomes exist in this setting? There. We found a design that I was chill with. It feels weird to call people designs, but they do only have like 5 personalities between them that are carbon copies of each other. So it really is just like, which character design do you think is kind of neat? I'm like, oh, sort of like kelp water dragon thing is kind of neat, especially with the restricted color palette. That's fun. What's funny is that like I got like shell shocked by how well Critter Cove did, at least at the beginning. I did a let's try of it that had like 40,000 views or some shit like that, and I'm like, okay. And then like, while I was playing through it for a while there, it was doing pretty well. So I was considering seeing like, well, how do I capitalize on that? Do I do the furry mod playthrough of Stardew Valley? And that's what I was genuinely considering for a while there. But I just didn't for an hour, year and a half. I didn't do anything at all to follow up on this game. Like there's a number of like spin-off things I was considering. I'm like, what can I do that would vaguely capture the audience of this? Akin to like back in the day when my first successful playthroughs were of stuff like Dark Souls, and I was like, what can I play that's like this? It's like, sometimes people make a Dark Souls like, there was like a slowly rising number of like third-person action RPGs where you could lock onto people and dodge roll and have a stamina meter. I'm like, I'll play those? Which they weren't really Souls-likes yet, but they eventually became Souls-like. And that's kind of how I built the channel in the first place. Well, that was a terrible boat ride, but from the looks of this dump, things are about to get worse. So, we've got that going for us. I suppose I don't suppose there's any place to set up for me to live yet. Of course not, why would I expect that? How about you run along and fetch me a tent or something? I hate the idea of camping on the beach, but it's better than nothing for now. Hey you, Marrow, how's the whole tent for me thing coming along? Here you go. She's relentless. Even the negative characters don't usually feel this negative. Whoa, you actually did it. Well, I honestly didn't expect that. I guess you're alright. Looks like space is gonna be tight. Why don't you do me a favor and take this off my hands? Chair. Anyways, I'm gonna go find a place to set this up. Hopefully I won't be stuck in the sand forever, but if I do, I'm blaming you. That probably is what Boots sounded like when I recruited him like 2 years ago. Every time I think about that, I can't process how long ago my original playthrough of this series was, which we're still continuing this playthrough, but when it started. It's wild to think about. Oh, I'm actually out of oil. Whoops. We've got a carnival of sorts. Oh my goodness, my inventory. Okay. Thank you. I just opened it up to take my headlamp off. So many of my original items are just a series of boxes right here. Let's see. Food. Home decor. I was just trying to test, like, does it open up? Close one. Okay, so you can tell which box it is at least. Because if I get rid of this box so I can move it so it's not in front of a door, I would like to know which one it is so I can then recreate the same box elsewhere in the room. Otherwise it's going to be really confusing. I'd have to then like page through 12 boxes and try to process, eliminate, tell which one's missing now. That would be confusing. Up, 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 up. I don't know what it means when they're thinking about a blue heart. I'm just not totally sure what that means for their vibe right now. Some of these people are running to work. This is supposed to be my lucky day. Please tell me you're here about my notice in the bulletin board. I'm totally in a desperate state. I have no planks for making anything new. Who knows what will happen today? Okay, so it's the usual. Here you go. Do 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 do. It's so much easier to get people to like you when they have a job. Because then they just randomly ask you for things that you already have prepared, and then you just get credit for that. Not sure how effective it's being though. Hobart is not that high up on rep. Jasper and Hugo are way up there. There's Narissa. Copperbottom not being that far along makes me think that maybe they've got like more quests coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if Professor Willington's meter is completely based on how far along the overall collectibles collection is. Sammy, funnily enough, seems to be working all the time so much that I don't have any interactions with him. Hey, yeah, you. I need some furniture for my place. Go get some for me. Okay, well, you can have my new one, I guess. Arch Nouveau chair. Do you like that? Is that your vibe? Okay, I'm not sure what dumpster you pulled this out of, but I think I'm going to do the world a favor and bring it back there. What? Learn to dislike. Figures that you couldn't even do one simple thing for me. I swear you're trying to make my life miserable on purpose. I got you a fancy chair. I'll kill you. Let's see, dislikes chairs? Is that a thing? Not even like from Art Nouveau or whatever. Or fancy things. Dislikes chairs. Hobart's hungry. I guess learning that I can give people things directly from this menu has helped a bit. Because then I just don't have to deal with adding the quest to my log. I can immediately give people food or furniture on the spot. I think that's why my quest log got shockingly short all of a sudden. Because for a while there was like, help! For a while there I'd open this menu and I'd just be terrified of how much shit was in it at the same time. Oh, it's you. I guess I completely forgot you were on the island. What do you want? I'm the only person you know. I don't know why people get so mad when I point out their flaws. Dreadful. Like it's my fault they're bad at everything. If you don't like it, maybe you should try screwing up less. Okay, so it is just Boots again. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be adding anything. I think these might be patch related and not, like, progress related. He had a little heart pop up. I'm like, is that caused by me just talking to him at all? 'Cause I didn't do anything. It seems that most of me time just be spent keeping things nice and tidy. I swabbed the port to be productive. I swabbed the port to be a swabbed port be a productive port, I always say. It made perfect sense. I was just really not reading it right. At least that be what I'd be saying now that I took the job. Anchor runs a counter. So it's kind of just perpetually confusing that you don't do anything with Anchor. He doesn't have like a store or something that you can buy things from. It's a little confusing. Because he seems like a main NPC, but he rarely has new quests for me. Casual tank top. I know what they mean. When they say casual, they mean slutty. Another variation of vests. I don't think I want to dress anyone in a robe. Help me. General need for cloth. It just keeps me ahead on the mess of the other stuff when I can buy cloth from them. There's another room upgrade. Help! Might as well take a look, I guess. Yeah, 10 hard, 10 soft, 10 brick. Not any more complicated. I definitely would think that every subsequent upgrade would get more expensive in a game like this. It just seems like an obvious thing to do to me. These clothes away. Eye patch, yarg. I definitely clicked too far. Resources. 10 hard, 10 soft, 10. That was easy. Boom, 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 ba-doo, ba-doo, boom. Whoa! For anyone wondering, I didn't cancel the Stardew idea, I just never followed up on it. Maybe someday. Oh, this looks like a trophy room. The slight bit of raised floor in the middle does, like, suppose the idea that you would, like, present something in the middle. I like that that room has a little bit of its own identity. This one's just kind of a shape. This one's a rounder version of that shape. And this one has, like, little stages, kind of, yeah. Which kind of suggests some level of, like, displaying things. So that could be interesting. Like, it gives you some level of context. These are currently just random objects everywhere. Some of these could definitely come with me because I kind of just placed... What's that sign for? Some of these kind of objects are just kind of placed around. I can make more sense of them over time. Maybe this will be like a sci-fi room of some sort. Wow. Just like a viewing room where you hang out and look at my cool stuff. Not sure what yet. That was a bit of a side detour. What do you want? I was digging through my old junk and I found a key. That's right, a key. So what? I've got all sorts of keys laying around. But I thought maybe you could use this one. I thought that maybe I could, you know, help you out because you're all right. Where do you use keys? I know there was like underwater ruins that were locked. I just haven't found any in the new islands at all yet. And I keep getting new keys. So here, let's not make a big deal about it. It's not like I know what it opens or anything anyways. Stinky. So you get a key when you pass like the first friendship threshold, basically. Which is a little bit of a struggle when I can't find anywhere to spend them. I have 2 right now. Have I spent some? I thought maybe I did spend some. I thought I had like 2 before. Here's the questions. Do you have quests today? There's nothing like the sun shining down to put you in a good mood, right? If I had any idea how to whistle, I'd be whistling up a storm. Hey, maybe you could teach me. Do you know how to whistle? I bet you do. Don't you think the coffee at the cafe is the best? Lots of pep and tastes great as well. I bet Sammy just loves working there. You can tell when someone likes their job. Can you taste? Or whistle? Don't you just play sound files? What? Did you I don't understand. Did you like incorporate other villagers' dialogue or something? They're not currently on my friendship list at all. I don't really know what their implementation in the game is. Do they have... Oops. Wow. I assume they'll have quests at some point, but every other character in the entire town that is sort of pre-made like that has some kind of more explicit thing going on. To do. I've got 2 more people. Two more things to hand at the museum. Kind of initiate this process from kind of far away. A spooky one. The weird little cat one. There are so many. $43 grand. Literally, what do I do with this money? I'm buying stuff constantly. Ooh, brick walls. I don't think I've had access to that option before. Like it hasn't come up. 2 variations of bamboo beds. Ooh, big bed. Or the fun time couch. The couch where you fuck. Different colored chairs. Basic ceiling. Hi, friend. I just think you deserve to have a ceiling for basic people. A basic ceiling, you know? For the basic. I struggle with splitting myself between the 2 different resource boxes is that I don't know which one to check when I actually want to grab something, and they're not near each other. I keep getting notified that a place only opens at this time, and then then the time is now, and it's already open, and then I check, then I just try again. It's goofy. Diving helmet. And a vase. So we have now been to every island, as far as I'm aware exists. By no means do I expect that I have everything. They could be hidden in all sorts of places. There's the diving helmet. Yeah, generally speaking, if any rooms are completely blank at this point, it's probably because that is a room that is being reserved for an island that probably isn't in the game yet. These like suspiciously blank hallways. Yeah, this entire area. Coming soon. I guess we'll have to see. What a wonderful surprise, Marrow. How's it going? I'm in awe of how busy you keep yourself. It's like you never rest, Blorp. You're always making things better for everyone here. It really fills me with hope. I mean, if you keep this up, there's no way Critter Cove won't be a success. And I promise you can count on me for whatever you need. But Boots is home right now. Let's go check out Boots' house. Also, I checked, and as far as I can tell, I've done every single quest, including every single Meow-wise in the current build, except the fishing quests, and I'm gonna level with you. I don't feel like it. I really don't like fishing in video games, basically ever. I find it really boring and tedious, and maybe it's a bit of an ADHD check where you're just like, I have to just sit here and stare. But it's amplified by when you're doing a Let's Play, you're like, nothing's happening in a commentary-based thing. And I have to grind like 5 consecutive fishing quests to progress through his entire chain, which will probably then just be like, you did it. And that's all that it'll probably pay off with. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So it's just fishing quests for the sake of fishing quests, and I'm not gonna enjoy the process, so... I'm not saying I'll never do it, but I don't really feel like doing it today, which means I guess I don't feel like doing it this season. So I probably won't. Let's go decorate... Oh, that's your bed, huh? Okay. And a fire hydrant. Guess you are dog. It's about time someone shut up about my message. I'm in a serious pickle. I need all the help I can get. Clinic's running seriously low on medicine. Oh. Talking about that. Do I have enough medicine? Okay. Didn't realize that was gonna work out. It's really nice. Normally I get really upset that you like it, but I'm gonna let it slide this one time. This is my place of sanctuary, where I can just get away from all the terrible people outside. They're just walking around being dumb while I'm safely away from them here. Feel free to stop by any time, Marrow. I might not be able to stand them, but you're alright, I guess. Oh, it was just a friendly visit. I'm not supposed to decorate his house. Whoops. We're not there yet in our relationship. I think things have kind of mostly dried up beyond just decorating my house, probably. Let's see. Cody wants one piece of furniture, and yeah, I'm supposed to make more wonky sauce, which is a bit of a challenge, given some of the ingredients are not so easy to grow more of. I had a casualty earlier. I accidentally picked this this bush out of the ground because it's still a little wonky, trying to get the controls straight. And I guess I had the shovel equipped or something. It's like, oh, dang it. So many metal bars. But yeah, I think we're about done for the current build. I finished every quest. I built some stuff around town. Only recruited a couple of people. I feel like I haven't had the chance to meet a lot of new shipwrecked survivors, despite there being so many new ones added to the pool. There's certain islands I keep revisiting where there's just never anyone there. Like, over here. Oops. Okay. Over here, there's like sometimes someone on the beach down here and sometimes someone up at the wreck up here. Basically, every time I've visited this season, there's no one there. It's really weird. I've only ever met one person here and I didn't like them. I've seen like a few people at the crab place. But in general, I've not been exposed to a lot of new NPCs, and it's been kind of a bummer for that, from that perspective. Womp womp. I'll fix the storage situation, but I don't want to do it on camera because that sounds really annoying. Oops. It's weird that it fills up the circle next to sit and it actually picks up. Like, look at that. It says hold E to pick up, but then the E that fills up is the one by sit, not the one by pick up. That's weird, right? But yeah, my goal right now is to take away all of the furniture and just generally start over. But I'm not going to do anything with the I'll leave the sign, the paintings up. Everything else I'll nab up, and we'll sort of start over here. I'm not going to move that chest right now, though, because moving all those items sounds like it'd be a bit tedious. So I'll do that when I'm not filming. Make this my big, dramatic bedroom with a cool diagonal bed here in this spot. Probably isn't that good looking, actually. The decoration mode. Oh, there's a little candle. A pharaoh's chair. A small pillar. I can't put the pillow on the bed. It's a pillow. A little bit of a weird vibe. I put the pharaoh's chair at the base of the bed. I put the pillow on that. No, it's also way too big. They're also kind of weird looking in this context. Keep the space stuff for elsewhere. The Art Nouveau stand. Have a little candle on it. G for candle. Use. There we go. Now that's lit up. Ah. Right, I need to go... Well, no. I'm in this menu. And I can open it. Yeah. But to be in the menu for actually doing stuff here. Fancy mirror. Modern pillars. There we go. Please freaking default to the menu I was just in. Bakery. Cabin, rugged, school. Furniture carvings. It's rough having to page through every time. Bakery walls, cabin walls, school walls. These aren't very... Ooh, fancy wardrobe. That kind of evens this out. Fun time chair and so on is pretty funny. That's just an empty spot with a weird spot. Oh, that's the candle glowing through it. I thought there was like an item there at first. Put a table over here. Going all fancy with my room, I guess. Modern walls? Yeah, that works. Modern waistcoting? Sure. And it gives it like a dramatic difference. And put the little cat there. I don't think I have like a rug to put under the cat. Put a mirror by the wardrobe. That makes sense to me. A fancy nightstand. What's that one look like? Hello. Looks a little bit weird up there, probably. Its color keeps changing. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't think we'd want to put it on the wall. Maybe I do put it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to make sure it's like centered on the floor texture boards. It's just gonna be a place to put some things. Having this breaks up the texture around here a little bit. Let's find my... Oop. Oh, fancy nightstand and fancy wardrobe are both additional inventories. Jesus. Yeah, certain things work as slots for more inventory, whether you know that or not at the time. Which causes mayhem on a lot of this stuff where you're like, oh shit. That's another thing that counts. Bamboo walls. The darker floors. So even more so now I need a drop-down menu of all my options because there are now so many things that pop up that's getting wildly out of hand. It does feel like we could use more storage devices overall. Sorry, it feels like we could use more types of decoration. There's only like so much to put around. Here, my room's better now at least. When, considering it was previously just like my, it was just sitting there alone before in this empty room. I don't know what I would put as trophies on this stand necessarily. Maybe just because I need to be crafting more stuff like that. Got a few sci-fi-ish things. But we'll see how far that goes. Classic walls? That's interesting definition of classic. I don't know what they mean by that. Can I sort these? Oh, the sort button doesn't work in this menu. Classic ceiling. For some reason, classic means green. I don't know what that means. I don't know how they landed on that. This is like a window. I guess to the outside, having to be to the outside world makes more sense, but you still can't see through it. Pillow hanging out by the light. It's my reading pillow. I read on this pillow, obviously. You won't believe how normal I am with my basic pillars and classic ceilings. It's a very colorful room now. Soccered ball. Whoa. Look at my soccered ball. And my giant hug bear. For display only. You can't hug the bear, it only hangs out there. I'll put a traffic cone down. That vaguely makes sense to me in this room. We're running on really weird vibes right now, man. The weirdest vibes. Yeah, so much of the decor options amount to, would you like to put another bed down? Whereas, like, there are relatively few beds in somebody's house normally. You don't have a ton of use for having so many beds. Bamboo lamp. Bath door. Oh yeah, industrial. There we go. A little harder into the sci-fi idea a little bit. A bath table? I guess it does have like a weird grid of ducks along it. It's not necessarily the first association that I would put there, but that's kind of the vibe. do kind of feel like this is the fun couch room where the couches live. You won't believe how moody my couch collection can get. Each of which has a little lamp next to it. My happy little couch lamp room. A room that makes perfect sense in my normal house. Yeah, I'm not... Oh. Oh, bamboo lamp. Oh, that's kind of fun. I'll put this on the stand then. Put that on display. My weird lamp. I thought that was bamboo pillars. Like for a house design. But instead, I was the crazy one. Egyptian. My normal Egyptian window. I guess it does have like the Eye of Ra or whatever on it. At first glance, I saw it and thought it was like a medieval window. Oh, I've got so many fancy couches to put in this fancy couch room. Everybody loves my fancy couch room. Look at my Art Nouveau chair that I can put across from my Art Nouveau couch. In the couch room. The room full of couches. Whoa. Slightly different ceiling. This is my fancy chair corner where I put slightly different colored fancy chairs. I do think they could do some more variety on what type of furniture they're adding. Because yeah, it's like chairs and couches, but I'm like, at some point, I'm like, there are definitely other kinds of things that go in your house that I should be getting from that store that I'm not necessarily getting. Did that bath door replace my front door all the way back at the entrance? I don't know where that goes when you use it. Can't even place these gems around. And what good are ya? Is the fancy room improved by the implication of like rugged walls? Oh. That really does change the vibe of this room significantly. I wonder what it looks like with the lights turned on. I guess there's just always a lamp up there on the ceiling to explain how I can see it all. That's a stark color. Maybe I'll keep it. Or should I put bamboo 3 in here? That does seem like it might be nice, the kind of dark it is. That does kind of feel like it makes more sense. In my fancy sitting room, the one with all the fancy sitting. Not a lot of sci-fi elements to put in here yet. I have a funny lamp. Do side tables next to beside the door make sense as side tables? Do 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 do. Slightly offset table. Box go in corner. I mostly put these things back in this room again. Having seen the alternative. First aid kit by the front door for safety's sake. I'll just put it on here. Crooked to the orientation of the table to make it look more lived in or something. My weird tendency to have service bells everywhere. It really is just kind of like a shiny, nice thing to put on a table that feels like a bit of variety, given the options. And here we have the guest bed for my least favorite friend. It actually doesn't quite fit anywhere. Give you the bricks. Just a hangout guest bed over here. A terrible one too. Surrounded by safety cones to warn you about my opinion of this particular friend. What am I doing? So you kind of don't want to put down more of these wardrobes because I'm afraid, and then here's the fancy bed just to taunt that friend. I want to put down more wardrobes because each of them adds to my list of inventory slots. Ah. Well, I can move the salvage items from one to the other, I guess. This messy, nasty friend just has a cook pot on the floor. How dare they? And you get a rocking horse. Wow. What am I... I think that's the gist of what we have right now. There's like some decent looking stuff you can put in these houses. It does feel like the list of like categories of types of things you can put in your house feel a little restricted. I'd be curious to see what like the peak of building looks like that people have developed. I'm definitely missing items. There's just, you kind of have to just wait for them to come up on rotation a lot of the time. Slash be randomly gifted them in certain combinations. And I've put some stuff in other people's rooms too. It definitely feels like there's like more variety necessary to feel like you really can do cool stuff here. And maybe just the ability to like buy items from a larger selection than just like 6 things on a few counters that randomize. Because it does make progress for changing what you have pretty slow. Lower this probably. At the very least, we did successfully expand my house to have 5 rooms. I've got so many beds to choose from now. Look at me go. Well, 'twould appear that I am a fool. So there's a recent update that came out for the game, actually. This is apparently the winners of the contest, by the way, so I can actually tell which ones are from that. So that one boar I saw, and like the dodo-looking bird, the possum, and that snake roll there. And Quant, so I recognize these 5. I don't recognize these 2 as much. I've definitely seen the 5 on the right, and even picked out a few of these specifically. I think they're true winners here, like Arca and Shay are like the probably my favorite designs out of this overall squad. But anyway, apparently there's a quest I can do with Professor Woolington. Also, apparently I can make my own villagers. That's not the right part of the screen. At the salon, and it even says the final building of the game is ready, so I guess the salon is going to be the final building. Apparently at the salon I can freaking make my own villagers, so I guess that's one way to do things. Feels slightly weird in the spirit of things maybe, but I'm like, I guess I can fill in more of my village by specifically making some of my friends maybe? Or fictional video game characters? Or Leo Alvarez? I don't think I'm gonna make Leo Alvarez. Unless... oh god, the immediate fan service thing to do is to make Leo and Amicus, isn't it? I do wonder how well you can make Amicus. That is a worthwhile question. But yes, it turns out that I may have underused the quest board this particular session, because it does just flood me infinitely with minor tasks, which, to be fair, does kind of suck. Yeah, like contact for salvage. It does make people like you a little bit. Just, I have rope. They need help at the Tipsy Tavern. Moth orchids, apparently. Low on supplies at the clothing shop. Low on the cafe. Students need more knowledge. There's multiple overlapping... I think that might be why I can see more than one different colored pin on some of the pieces of paper. I think there might be multiple overlapping notices in some slots because of how many are here. Grilled meat. Destroying the tourist equipment. No, Hugo, I'm sorry. Yeah, he just wants metal. No stuff at the base shop. Wait. No. Where's the part about the mysterious relic that they... What did you want again? Something to eat? Like a salad? He's so whiny. Oh my god. Okay. So he wants a bracelet. Seconds after negging me 500 times, he's like, actually, I want the bracelet. Because we're such best friends. I'm like, okay. I'll make you a custom tracking device. But then this little punk ass is like, oh, right after I ask for the tracking device, I'm gonna flee into the woods. Where the fuck did he go? He's immediately gone. Well, these characters and their tendency to sprint into a random direction. Like, I was just talking to you, where'd you go? Am I crazy or were two different quests both for... I think I have 3 different Cody missions? He wants a rope and that. Who wanted the metal? I thought Cody also asked for metal. Am I crazy? I don't actually see a quest about the metal at all, which is a little confusing. Wait, there's another room expansion? I still wasn't done. I really thought I was done at that point. That's kind of remarkable. Do 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 do. It's gonna take a little time before we're ready for more of the other stuff. Right, I think I was just handed that tea. I'm definitely now wondering if I was so backlogged on other stuff. Oh god, how do I find Cody? Hey, where's our teal deer? We're still just like not friends enough. He doesn't have a job, so I should be able to see him just running around. But I wonder if maybe I was so backlogged on notices that it wasn't even generating the Willington quest. I assume that I didn't misread something and that patch is in fact out already. Because I definitely have met some of those victory characters. Although it would be funny if it was bugged or something. Cody? Cody, you asked for my help, Cody. Where have you gone, Cody? Panic, panic. Eject button. Cody Red. Where has he gone? Just looking for a teal kangaroo. How hard could it be? Actually, do I know where he lives? There he is. By the way, he's not home right now. Which means he's just like around somewhere. Were you the one that was asking for some metal? You know me, standing still just isn't my thing unless I'm in line for a super sweet show or something. I'm gonna work on a new dance move. I call it the heart attack. Because when our hips start shaking, it'll get your heart quaking. I'm being totally honest, I've only come up with the name and slogan so far, but that's like the hardest part to starting a dance craze. Man with power. Well, now that the salon is finally built. Oh, there you are. Oh, goody! I was hoping to run into you, Marrow. I've come across something that you might be interested in. I have something for you. Were you asking for furniture? Do you want the fun time table? Oh, this is, nice. I guess I was really hoping to find something that was more, me, you know? It's okay, Marrow. I do appreciate you trying to help me out. Tell you what, I don't know who you are. Sweet storage, that's a new item. Marrow, I'm like super duper happy to see you. I wanted to ask you something. I was listening to the story about in the old days when people gave their friends bracelets to show how much they liked them. It sounded so cute, and I totally want one, but I couldn't think of anyone to give me one more than you. Would you be a super duper awesome double pal and make me one, pretty please? I have one right here. Ah, gush. Gush, this is exactly what I wanted, and you are my most favorite person in the whole wide world right now. Look how it sparkles, and it fits perfectly. That little blinking light is a perfect bonus. Now you'll be able to always know where I am, just like in the olden days when people put this in their small furred companions, although I guess they put them around their necks or something back then. I'm gonna strut around and show this off to everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone starts asking you for one once they saw this. I should probably just pre-make some of these. Oops. Oh, you can't multi-make them. Do-do. Yeah, it's just about having each type of shell, which we're not struggling with lately. It's very funny seeing the dedicated, whoa, look at this animation, and then it doesn't show up at all on the screen. It's like, whoops. Alright, so at least there's that. The actual person that asked me for a bracelet has vanished, but I ran into another one in the meantime. What's this, like, create a critter feature? Design a new critter. Is this a thing I can ask you to do? I get to hear about other people's lives and stuff all day here, and I don't have to talk at all. But they don't get mad if I do. It's perfect. Ah, so you'd like to have a very specific type of critter to move into town, eh? I think we can use our stylist skills to make that a reality. First things first, though, you're going to need to make sure you have an open house for the new critter. If you don't have any open houses, someone's going to have to move out. Secondly, once we're done, I'll send out word for who we're looking for, and they'll show up on the next cruise ship. There'll be a 5,000 doubloon fee as well. We actually have something to spend money on, I guess. If that all sounds good, just let me know and we get started. Ready? Okay, let's find out who the new critter in town is going to be. Is that how many slots I have available or something? It starts off showing me, which is a little... Whoa. I'm scared. Even more taller. Oh boy. I forgot what a lot of this menu looks like. Okay. Oh god, that's what reset colors looks like. It goes back to like the original colors. Oh, I always forget that there's humans. That's terrifying in its own way. The hyena head might make the most sense. Except the ears are wrong, but I think I can change... Can I change the ears? You can. Oh my god. That kind of makes sense. Otherwise, you have wolf snout. You have bitten up ears. Decent number of ear options there. I'm shamefully looking up Amicus Adastra right now. I'm like, yeah, that's the vibe. Like, no one's gonna look exactly like him in any real way. I wonder what kind of options are available. He has like a completely solid face pattern and then a different colored nose area. I remember sometimes when I was trying to customize my other characters too, I kind of ended up just going through and looking for like which... Are there specific heads I can pick that have different fur patterns that like fit better? That might be more important than the species almost. Interesting that there's like tiger patterns in here. Yeah, that's two different of head, and he's not a horse. Definitely seems to be some overlap in appearances. What's funny is when I first got this game, I had pretty good luck recreating specific people's personas and so on. But Amicus is interesting because he's so restrictively simple. You do just need to make somebody dark gray and then have a light gray snout. And if you can't nail that, then it just will not look like him. It's just not going to work. So we might not be able to do that. This might be the closest you can get. This, like, obviously feline design might be the closest we can get to Amicus. Let's see. There's the gray side. We can save colors, right? There we go. Because I can then make a lot of the face pattern look like that. Then you need to be a lighter gray. We're gonna save that independently too. The nose should be the darkest color. Thank goodness for being able to save colors so that you can repeat them elsewhere. Trying to zoom in on on some of the new spreads. Okay, so Amicus has blue eyes. If we get down to it, in a lot of the original art, his eyes basically just like black specks almost. This is probably not going to look that successful. But the big chubby cat head kind of works. The nose is wrong though, and I can't swap the nose out individually. I don't think any of these ears are gonna look more like him. Because these stick out so weirdly by comparison that you probably have to go with the pointier wolf ears, but he does have giant chunky ears. These small eyes are more his vibe. The struggle is there's no way that I know of to recreate his specific eyebrows. Oh, we're given something to work with here, though. These are confusingly eye and eyebrow combined. Oh my goodness, these toon eyes. They're so spaced out. It might go some distance making his eyebrows white. These eyes are so spaced out. These might be the closest you can get. He looks old. Is what I'm thinking right now. What's this change? This just must change something else that I can't see in this setup. They're probably makeup versions. This is surreal. Pupil size. Oh, you can change the pupil size. The little toon eyes. Well, he definitely does have like oval eyes. Like oval pupils is how they're always drawn. And he has like a little tuft, which is going to be the same color as the rest of his hair. But which one should it be? It has to be very small or it's going to be way too... Yeah, I can't... All these mohawks and things. These are wild. Yeah, so we're gonna go with that one. He definitely does have a little thing on top of his head. It does look weird though here. Little whiskers. Oh, that's whiskers everywhere. Oh, maybe I can save it by giving a little snaggletooth. If I can find it. I don't think I'm gonna give him being able to give him a labrae piercing. That might be very specific. These get really specific. That's how you make Junior Esquire. It might look most right not to have anything. Yeah, there's no... I don't see a single option to have a little snaggletooth sticking out, which feels like an oversight. I don't think any variation of horn or mane is going to add to the... Oh my goodness. These get wild. Are they sticking out of his ears? No, they're in front of his ears. Okay, I think those are mostly not going to help. This is just body type, which you've already kind of got. We're really just looking for a simple pattern where his chest is a different color than the rest. Amicus's vibe is kind of silverback gorilla, despite being a wolf. Definitely a bird pattern. That might be the most helpful one. The weird stripes and stuff. Then we can go through... What's this doing? Oh, it's his paw pads. So those would be feet. No, paw pads would be nose colored. The shoulder will just be the original color, so it doesn't stand out at all. Those other paw pads? Those are that. What was this one? Oh, that's his entire paws. Okay, so those would be that color. Thank good for being able to save individual features. His nails would be paw pad colored, basically. I don't remember, actually. Famously hard to see Amicus's feet. And by famously, I mean I kept bringing it up. Because I was trying to see what his feet look like for the sake of... let's see. This is recording correctly, right? Yeah. I kept trying to see his feet to try to tell if he was plantigrade or digitigrade. And increasingly I was like, there's no on-screen moment where his feet's ever... I just saw evidence of him with white claws, but no, that's fan art. It's not drawn by the artiste. I wonder if I can type Amicus Adastra dinner to see his feet come up. Oh, he does have white claws. Yeah, okay, he has white claws in the dinner CG. Okay. Oops, I could click on the wrong thing. He does have white claws. And actually, his paw pads, I was wrong. Paw pads are gray, which does create a problem for us with this one. Yeah. We might actually have to change entire outfits here, because this looks really out of place. His paws here change color, because they make the paws match the belly on this specific skin. Might have to try a different one. Yeah, this one actually is maybe more on point, specifically for not doing that. It does have the weird, like, outlines of stripes on it, though, that I've deleted, which is awkward. This is more successfully Amicus. The white claws, black paw pads, is most of his body being dark. I guess we can page through them. This gives me a bigger square on the chest, which kind of makes sense. It might be a bit more plain and functional. This one has more of a suggestion of having tits. Just big old chest. Yeah, this one does kind of check all the boxes, doesn't it? An obvious problem here is that he has fucking... Oop. This face pattern does have eyebrows built into it, awkwardly. But this one will have eye... Oh, hey. This one kind of makes more sense, but it's only on the bottom part of his mouth and not the top part of his mouth. I do wonder if any of these will look more correct, but their idea of what a canine's face looks like is very, like, top and bottom. That might work. That is more or less the most accurate idea of Amicus's muzzle color. This is like a... Yeah, this is the hyena head. It's kind of working. Do you think his nose needs to be a little more gray? It's so dark that it's like a black pit. We're trying here. Yeah, those paws should make sense. This is what this stream is. This is what this session has become now. He's very tall. You can only be skinny or fatter. There is no chesty option, so I can't do much with his proportions. We obviously need to fix his tail. Should be like that. Trying to remember now. There's a real knowledge check for me. I'm like, is Amicus's tail exclusively dark gray? Or does he have a light gray underside? No, the sprite's definitely just all dark gray. I wonder if we can get him any clothes. That will sort of make him look a little bit more on brand. Get him his jeans. Because the outfit does a lot of the work. The outfit does a lot of the work for Amicus. He certainly doesn't have wings. Oh? Does this help? Does this help sell us on Amicus? Kinda. It's not the actual sash he has, but it's like it. I think I can use the cosmetic place to remove it if I get a chest piece for him that looks more like his overall vibe. This does do a little bit better at selling you on the idea that it's Amicus. It is a little too... There we go. It needs to be a little less saturated, I think. Oh? I can dress him. So there's jeans. That's a good start. Do I have better jeans? Do I have anything even resembling his top he normally has? That'll be a struggle. That's cool that I can dress him from my inventory from the get-go. He wears jeans. Someone out there, despite the fact that they're watching me, doesn't know who Amicus is and is very confused what I'm even doing right now, I realize. Azalea Cabana. This would create the vibe of a red top, but really kind of reduce any vibe of him. This is a headband. We can't really like repurpose stuff like headbands to go somewhere else, so I can't like do a headband across his body or anything like that. Similarly, we have like sarongs and stuff like that, and we can't really make those have quite the right vibe. I do have clothing 3. I think this might be the best I can do right now. It does kind of work. It does kind of evoke it. But yeah, he just has a little neckerchief thing. A bandana. That's what you call those. And some jeans that look very different. This is shipwrecked Amicus. It's tragic not being able to add like an arrow between his eyebrows, because that's like one of the details that makes him Amicus, is the inexplicable, just completely inexplicable avatar arrow. Can I name him? Toggle clothes. Accept. Oh, there we go. Captain. It's Captain Amicus to you. He's not really a captain, is he? Did you add a catchphrase? Oh my god. Oedipal. Obviously. Grumpy, perky, weird, athletic. Athletic, obviously. That is part of it. It's weird having the list of characteristics. So it's just happy, grumpy, perky, weird, athletic. That's the list. He could be happy, perky, athletic, or kind of all in there, but like he is kind of like a... He's kind of proud of himself. He does a lot of physical competition and stuff like that throughout things. He could just be generically happy, I guess. That's also kind of disappointing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy versus athletic. I'm trying to remember if it's perky or happy, because I don't know which one's which. One of those definitely just kind of sounds flamboyantly gay most of the time. At least that's how I end up reading it. And that's not exactly how he talks. I think athletic's the closest we're gonna get. Freaking, I remember when he said Oedipal for the first 2, like the first 2 updates of the game, and then he never said it again. Look at the nose! Look at the fucking picture they're using. What the fuck? Why does it look like that? Why does it look like that? That's insane. That's insane that it looks like that. Okay, so obviously now we have to see if we can make Leo. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but that's just what's happening now. I know my job is it's time for fan service. This would be helpful if we actually pick color palette, which is a little hard without like a color picker here. It's got such a specific red. Maybe this red? Wait, if I want to do, desaturated red, be closer to here by the white. It's hard to see the balance without combining it across the way. Let's see. Oh my god, my color skills are really gonna be struggling here. That's not bad. He has like a warm peach colored sort of face. Save that so I don't lose track of them. Alright, that's a good start, but I need to change face patterns to something that makes some kind of sense. Ideally, we'd be able to get like little wings to his color. Like on here, he needs to have dark stuff on the edges of his palette, or he won't make sense. That doesn't quite work. That's definitely Boots' color palette right there, or color face pattern. This is tough. He needs to have like the bottom half of his face be one color, and then have like dark stuff along the back edges with that, but that don't wrap around his eyes. If it wraps around his eyes, it's distracting. That's definitely an otter. I mean, if nothing else, Chase would be easy to make. I think my struggle would be finding clothing items to fill out Chase. I mean, we don't have enough of them on hand right now. It's definitely a rat. I don't know if you can make Leo. You might be better off looking at the face patterns that are in the game and trying to think of who they look like. Some characters just get so specific. That's a challenge. Oh god, what is that? What are you? I actually could use a name for some of these. Like, wait, what? That's a horse. Or donkey. Who are you supposed to look like? I cannot latch onto a specific animal right now. Huh. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to abort on Leo. You could probably make Chase, although these are... It's a very specific otter shape, yeah. They have big cheeks compared to everything else. But definitely you mix and match all sorts of things here. Oh, because that makes them look like a rabbit. Yeah, they're going for otter and rabbit with the same face. This is also a rabbit, though. Interesting. This also could be used for otter a little bit, though that's a lot of muzzle. Very swoopy, because it's supposed to be the rat. There's a lot to play with here. I think I'm going to take a break and just see about Amicus arriving for now. Because I think one of the struggles is going to be getting the right combination of clothes for some of these characters to wear, too. And it's better to have the clothes in advance, because then I can dress them right now. Whereas otherwise, I'd have to come back and, here you go. Plastic for the bait shop. You needed the garbage that's on every single coastline? Okay. I don't know if I believe you, but okay. Alright, I'm gonna go check in on when the tourists next to arrive and take a look at that. Let's fast forward a bit. Alright, let's see. To get my final upgrade to the house. It's the usual 10, 10, 10. Still not that big of a deal. Keep thinking we're done. Is there one more room over here? Yep. So it wraps back around. Oh, it's a stage. It's kind of interesting. They have some like inspired choices on how they lay out this house, and that the rooms are actually designed to inspire different interpretations of how to use each room, which is kind of neat. I definitely just am struggling to get the stuff that I would physically put in the room. Oh, they found me an old rusty key. The tourists should be here today. Yep, that's definitely not somebody that lives here. And there's a strange... Oops. So if they arrive on the boat ready to live here, how does that part work? Oh, there he is. Oh my god. Amicus senpai. We'll just... I was about to say we'll just ignore that he's a bear, but he's a hyena technically. Meanwhile, I'm not a hyena. Granted, I'm a brown hyena, not a spotted hyena, so we have different vibes anyway. But like I don't use the hyena snout either. Critter Cove looks exactly how I imagined it would. I can't wait to get started with my new life here. New beginnings, right? I'll need some time finding the perfect home, but until then, I'm gonna need some place temporary to stay. I don't want to be too much of a bother, but is there any chance I could maybe get a tent or something simple like that? Tent for Amicus. I've turned this into Tomodachi life, I guess. This is how you will play that. That's the wrong item. Isn't that how that is most of the time? I made familiar characters and or friends, and then I programmed in things for them to say, and then they said them, and whoa. Hello, Marrow. It's nice to see you again. Hey, you haven't had a chance to find me a tent yet, have you? Actually, it's been so long since I played through, I'm like, what was the voice exactly? This looks like a great tent. Thanks for helping me out. You're the best, Marrow. You've helped me so much. I really feel like you deserve a reward. I brought wallpaper with me from space. Fancy wallpaper, fancy too. I'm gonna find a good place to set this up and get settled in. I'm actually really excited to start my new life here. Bye. Just dancing in place again. You think I have a good style or the best style? The answer is clearly best style. Stay humble, Eddie. Stay humble. If you're serious about pep and positivity, you gotta practice your claps and your smiles. To that end, every day I do 10 reps and 5 claps, followed by a series of smiling exercises until my face literally hurts. That's upsetting. I'm scared. Being positive takes a ton of work, but it's ultimately worth it. Friendliness is contagious after all. Are they both the peppy type? They both the same ears, don't they? Nah. His is hairy, and his is not hairy. But I think that might be the perky personality. Uh-huh. Yeah, that would have been a weird fit. What's that? Salon's doing your own hair tonic. I can't do shit about that. I'm sorry. That's never getting solved. I can do something about that. It's just a pain, so I don't want to. Don't need to talk about that right now. Oh, trying to move in. Okay, pop quiz time, Marrow. I see lots of good places to live, but just can't make up my mind. Do you think this place says Narissa lives here? Does it give the whole back off vibe to you? I think it's great. I feel like there must be something seriously wrong with it. Exactly what I thought was gonna happen. No, we're gonna have Amicus move into the main square. Completely normal villager Amicus. This does introduce the entire different ulterior motive of like, how do I doop-a-doop, like looking at clothes, like is there certain clothing that would resemble specific characters that I'd want to make, which might be its own challenge. Because these are relatively specific pieces of clothing. Like they're too specific to make many characters out of. Lemon! Called a Blossom Cabana? Isn't it covered in lemons? Feels slightly weird to call it the Blossom Cabana? I don't know. I don't know if I have this flower top. Yeah, we would have to see what else I can even make, honestly. Are you done? Okay, he's done selling me additional wings to my house. So I think we have officially finished expanding our own house. It did kind of make sense, especially once the two sides were expanding, that they'd wrap back around and meet in the middle. We have a donut-shaped house. Is how that played out. Okay, now I'm in the fun part of covering this sort of situation where I'm now trying to troubleshoot how to trigger Woolington's quest, and I can't find any information about how to make it happen in the Discord. So before I ask, because that involves waiting for an answer from somebody, and then they'll probably be coy about it or something, I'm like trying to do additional testing around. But I was able to find 3 items, the very important award, mouse trophy, and the gong, that were in my salvage folder. Whoops. Also, can I donate? No, I can't donate any of those items. Because it always says that the shells and stuff belong in a museum, which is weird, because technically you only put 1 in the museum. After you put 1 in the museum, you never put 1 in again, but you'll keep getting infinity of them forever. That's a little weird. This is the last of the cat items, which just got put away because it looks like garbage. I do believe our museum's exhibits are coming along nicely, but we must not slow our pace. There is always more to be done. These items have countless wonders to find and preserve, not to mention everything that lies undiscovered beneath the waves, Pawu. It is our duty to scout it all out, to preserve the past, to illuminate the future, and to fill these halls with life, and I'm thrilled to have you with me on such a grand mission. Yeah, you're thrilled to have me do all of the work. Just 100% of it. Is that going to be tied to the last quest? I wonder? That door behind? There's the gong. Ceremonial gong used in rituals and special events. It's also sometimes gong to remove people from a stage. They do have descriptions on the items. It kind of makes sense if she said them, for a little context. Very important award. An ancient reward given for some important thing to someone equally important. That's a lot of assumption, given that you don't know what it's for. A very stupid award made by some dumb bastard for dumbass reasons. There's the cat relic. Mouse trophy. Well-earned trophy for Meow as the Great Hunter. Then we have the painting up here. Yeah, I'd be curious to know if I nailed it or not. This is a tourism day, so normally you would want to play the whole day out. But I think I'm just gonna skip to tomorrow. Just to see if anything new shows up. Oop. People are being burned alive again. What? So glad I ran into you. I'm in a serious emergency. My place simply needs an overhaul. Can you help me get some new furniture pieces for my house? Alright. What does Peppy Boy need? Funny fun chair? Oh, this is nice. God damn it. It's hard knowing what people's personalities are. Ooh. Junker waist cutting. It's right back to waving at me. Oh, he wants a bracelet. Which means, aha, I have one right here. Here you go. I still have never given Eddie a bracelet. That's kind of wild. Feels like he's been here for 100 years. Okay, well at least we got to give 3 bracelets out today, which means this map's gonna get really full of faces real fast. Only got some of the money. Also, technically isn't my bed. So I was too lazy to go to my actual bed, and I hang out in my guest bed. He's booking it. Watching everyone run to work on a day where no one's gonna be around except each other a little bit. Contract for salvage, if I happen to run into you. A twist lily. I don't see anything else to click. I wonder what else I need to do to trigger the Wellington thing. I don't know. Okay, we officially have an answer directly from a developer on the Critter Cove Discord. Which is that it's all the way down here. It is like in one of the first places you would have ever checked, but not where you would have checked. Oops. The antique book. So that's an important key item that I guess triggers the quest, which is surprisingly hidden. Like, we've definitely been to this area up top. This is where those garages were. This is where I first encountered the strange post-apocalyptic vibe of the game, was like seeing corpses in these garages and be like, oh my god. So we dismantled a bunch of stuff around here, but going all the way down that cliff for a specific item is a bit of a surprise. Interesting knowing that this entire thing might be triggered by this specifically, if we're going by the right information. Whoop. Nope, I clicked too rapidly. Look at me go. All my clicks are missing. All of my clicks are missing. There we go. Try to hand this in for Wellington and see what happens. So I imagine it takes until tomorrow for any kind of update to happen. Yes, move all the way here. Okay, pop quiz time. Same dialogue as a second ago. I don't think it's right. That settles it. If you don't like it, it must be perfect. It'll take plenty of materials to get this place fixed up, but I was thinking maybe you'd help me out. You do seem to have the knack for lending a hand every now and then. She wants new threads. I'll get you some new clothes. Nope, don't leave. I meant to click the one where you... What? Oh, different dialogue. Okay, that's fine too. Nope, no one's animating right now. It's fine. I want to give you... Yeah, the Dress of Embers. So this looks fine. I mean, it's not totally what I would normally wear, but it might do in a pinch. Let me try it on and give you your thoughts. Okay, to be honest, Does this show off my physique properly? I'm not 100% sure I'm feeling it. I like it. Okay, awesome. You're like one of the only people on this island whose opinion I trust. I need to clean out my closet to make space, so I want you to have this. It's only a bit. Her animations are freaking out. I guess she's hopping up and down excited. It's just that her arms aren't reacting because she's in Fisher mode, so she's not animating. It is a little dark compared to her hair, but it is like more of the overall like red and black vibe. I think it works. I think she was worried about whether or not it fits with the whole like exercise theme, which maybe it doesn't. Guns are out. I found a key. Guess what, Marrow? I found an old, ugly, rusted key and immediately thought of you. But totally in a good way. Uh-huh. I'm throwing stuff at you now. Marrow, I'm super duper excited right now. I just knew you'd come through for me. Thanks ever so much. You're like the best. Here's what I owe you. Anyway, the actual key. They have such strange interactions sometimes. The characters will start talking about a thing they're gonna give me, and then instead I'll interrupt them by giving them something, because it'll be used as like the intro to the conversation for some reason, instead of just being a thing where I actually... Oh yeah, this thing is gonna be a thing. Reinforced plank times 15 is rough. It'd be nice if you could access your stash in those moments. But oh well. Here's a spooky book. Yeah, there's an untold number of items that are hard to keep track of, I'm sure. Then we gotta rest till tomorrow. And maybe check in with Amicus to see if he has any new requests. Wherever he is, because they're so hard to find if you don't have context. Let's see, I could work on this. So it's 25 brick, 15 marble, 15 reinforced. That's going to be the struggle part. Amicus lives on the beach, but I don't know if that generally means that he is going to be like on the beach, generally speaking. Home decor. Clothes. The running shorts are interesting. Do 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 do. Brick, marble, and yeah, I think I don't have any reinforced. Because that is costly enough to make that I would not make it unless I specifically needed to. Not even used very often either. It might only be used by the very occasional one of these. We'll see if I can put a dent in that, because I have been making progress with the resin situation lately. No. Did I use some of my softwood planks? I thought I made a bunch of them recently. Huh. Eerie watching them all just stand still here. Oh, someone needs help. What is up? For a second there, I didn't think I'd be able to catch you. You're a lot faster than you look, Marrow. You might be asking why I ran you down. Well, I found something cleaning up my house you might like. It's this weird key thing. I bet I can open some door out there you can't kick down. Okay, now I'm gonna leave you to it. I bet you have a ton of awesome stuff to do, Echo. So many. I'm back up to 5 keys. which is actually fewer than I thought I'd have right now. There we go. Just keep those tanks going. And just continuous maintenance on wood and planks and resin. Maybe it's just resin that I remember making a million of. Yeah, I might actually be running low on wood now. I did just put all of that... just turn all of the wood into resin again. Listen, it's hard. I have a hard life. We'll get that house done at some point. It's not that big of a deal. If she is mean to me all the time, then I can just let her be a little more homeless for a while. I'm a bad landlord. Do not trust me at all. Not a bad chance to get a little resin and wood, though. I totally thought that the robot's job was going to be, like, to actually comb the beach and pick up all the stuff that you see everywhere. They actually leave all the garbage there, so you can still gather the garbage every day, too. Oh, good. You're here, Marrow. I was just about to come see you. Never guessed what I found. A real treasure map. I was digging around in a trunk full of old stuff, and wham! There it was. You're the first person that popped into my mind. I said to myself, Amicus, if anyone could find this treasure, it's Marrow. Maybe you'll find something awesome. Like a gold statue, or a bag of jewels, or some of those little collector spoons. I can let you have this awesome treasure map for 300 doubloons. What do you say? Absolutely. Yeah! Good luck, Marrow. Don't get eaten by a shark or anything. She's like, will that help with the morale? I don't have to actually do the treasure map hunting, but if I pay him, does that jump ahead on friendship? Oh god, it's so empty. His fucking avatar looks like that all the time. No one else looks like that. Not even Hobart looks like that. Was I supposed to pose when I was making them? Doesn't know what words mean. What do you think, the coffee at the cafe is the best? Lots of pep and tastes great as well. Sammy just loves working there. You can tell when someone likes their job. Sammy's just like, ha ha ha. I light people on fire every day. It's my favorite. They just regularly wipe people the hell out. So glad I ran into you. I have a serious emergency. My place simply needs an overhaul. Can you get some new furniture pieces for my house? Don't you want a bed? Do 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 do. One-time bed. Then I have a big mix Art Nouveau wardrobe. I have enough wardrobes. I just can't. There's no way I can put this in my home. I mean, other people might see it. Other people might see it, seriously. Learn to dislike. Tell you what, I'm just gonna pretend this never happened. Boing. I want you to have this, though. What'd they give me? I don't think they gave me anything. Oh my god, these people are hard. Cody hates... Is that Art Nouveau? Is that what that icon means? Not chair? There's a lot of icons in this game, but I don't know how to interpret half of them. That's wild. It's especially since they're not like, oh, I don't like that. It's not my style. They're like, oh my god, someone might see that. That's like so mean of a thing to say. That's so shaming of like a really normal item. Can you put a fountain in somebody's house? Oh no. Ooh, a lantern pillar. A junker. Wait, these are actually some interesting items. It's like the game heard me and I'm actually getting some like kind of interesting things to throw in here. How big is the fountain? Not terrible, but it is a chunky item. It's certainly a statement to put a Tommy Tallarico fountain in your house. It's just like, here's a series of strange objects that I just present here. It probably makes sense to have a fountain here. Snap to grid. A grid I can't see though. Kind of vibes. That's probably a decent use of like the stage area, is to put a fountain up there. Fountain that's a little distressingly close to this light that I can't get rid of. Green beams. It's my green beams casserole. Fancy walls? I definitely wish there was a better menu for this stuff. I definitely want to put these items in like some kind of sub menu that lets you like navigate them more directly by category. But there's gotta be a better way. Chaotic. Especially trying to navigate like what menu each item goes back to each time you put anything down. Like it's gotta be... I think stuff gets put in your main inventory after you, instead of going back to directly swap with the thing that you just swapped out. Well, that was ceiling, not wall. I always get thrown off by that. Like ceilings don't look like ceilings in this game. Because they have the shape of a wall. But walls are wallpaper, not walls. And that's my mistake. School walls? Just, yeah, oh god. That's unpleasant. Bakery walls could work in a context, but at this point I'm just like, oh wait, I should really find some more neutral walls to use. With the hopes of refocusing the attention on the fountain a little bit. And the sad thing is they might not exist. This might be the best I have right now. I don't want to make this the fountain pop. While I'm at it, like, what do I have for floor? Oh god. Do I have any other floors? I'm out of floors. Oh no. Not only am I out of floor items, but they also didn't give me the copy of the floor I lost, so now I'm stuck with this floor. Put these here. I'm kind of stuck with this one now until I can buy another floor at the store or something. Yeah, I remember encountering that before, whereas when you swap out certain items with each other, it'll somewhat strangely just like not... Sometimes it gives you the item you swapped for back into your inventory, but other times it gives you a copy of the item you used instead. So you just have 2 copies of the same item, and you end up with no copies of the thing that you just replaced. You just straight up lose the ability to use that kind of item again, which is awkward. Taking a quick nap in my eerily bricky room. The bricks are a little saturated. I feel like bricks are normally kind of a calm background, and that room feels a little aggro with how the bricks are going. Well, I'm glad you showed up. You're never gonna guess what happened. This crazy tourist broke my barbells. I can fix those one of these days. I hope Bart's not at work yet, even though I took a nap. I did put the item in yet, yeah. I think I just need to take another nap. I think one nap might not be long enough to skip correctly. Wait, is this a... It's also a museum item. Whoops. How many items have I decorated the town with that are museum items? That's a struggle. Maybe I made some crucial mistakes. Whew. Going too long without a protein shake. I can just truck through anything, but I might actually pass that if I don't get a fiber... big boost pronto something. Food, please. Food. What if I gave him the hallucinogenic grapes as a flashback to how we met? And then he dies from no food-itis. I give him the slop, like I feed most of my friends. Grilled meat. Whoa, you seriously brought me grilled meat? One of my favorites. It's super important to eat plenty of meat, you know? Lucky thing it's so delicious, right? Isn't that right, Meryl? You love meat in your mouth. Here's an unrelated item. Business fish tie. I wish the short nap was the perfect time skip for, Oop. There we go. It'd be nice if it was the perfect time. Oh my god, how many business... I have 3 business fish ties. Oh no. I might need to destroy some of these. I want to start dressing everyone the same way. Oh, storm's coming. It's 9 AM. Hobart, get to work. Hobart, get to work. Oh, it's Amicus. I was like, who's that? I've made an incredible discovery, and I'm in need of your services in following through with it. We'll explain more when you arrive. Please hurry. We can do it. I forgot that people sometimes have, like, rain gear. It is a fun detail of the AI that they specifically stand under cover and wait out the rain. That's always fun. Ah, Meryl. I'm overjoyed at seeing you. I've made a great discovery and I'm in need of your assistance, Pau. I was doing some translation work on the antique book you recovered from the museum, and something fell out of its pages. To my absolute shock, it was a map. Apparently, the book was a work of an ancient archaeologist who was hunting for a relic dating from long before their time. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for us, it appears that the great disaster happened before they could find the relic they were searching for. I propose we start where they left off and follow this map in order to track down this relic. The relic appears to be an ark of some sort, a container meant to afford safety or protection for whatever is inside. Interestingly, there doesn't seem to be any information about what it holds. Where do I begin? The only clue we have right now is the map that I found. Follow the map and see what there is to discover. If the relic isn't there, then maybe it's a clue to its actual location. We might have a real archaeology mystery on our hands, Pawoo. Okay. Splendid. Here is the map. I can't wait to see what you discover and hear all about your adventure. Remember to follow the clues. I'm certain you'll find this ark. Here we go. I wonder if one of the suspiciously empty rooms is tied to this then. Right, I need to give that away. Woo! Would you look at this? Another lovely piece for the museum. With every additional exhibition, the reputation of our museum grows. I can't wait to share this little piece of history with the rest of the world. Oh, wait. I have an idea. If finding you was a journey. Based in house or in town. With what they put me through to get this, I kind of wonder if it'll be a museum item. It is. What? Weird. No conversation whatsoever about Chompy? Did you put him anywhere? Where does Chompy the dinosaur go in the museum? It's like a huge piece to have added to the museum. What? He's gone. He's not in my inventory anymore. Oh, front and center over here on the left. Just completely blocking out this vase. So surprisingly, number of the items that go on this side actually, that seemingly were from the current patch, or patches. Oh, meant to look at the thingy. Chompy, an early example of using reused materials as a form of artistic expression. In this case, to make an awesome dinosaur. Rawr. An early example? I guess. It's earlier than now. That is a donation item. Weirdly, there was no dialogue response to it. And she didn't get a heart of any kind to indicate progress. We're up to like 8 hearts though, out of 10. Which I think is a bit more than before. And I'm sure this quest will help too. So where... Yeah, it's not on the map yet. Dig near... Okay, so we're going all the way up there. Good. This has turned into a journey. I've been distracted lately because I've made the video about the gym furries this week. And it's getting so many goddamn comments. And it is stressful. Like, I went into it knowing full well that, like, people do not often respond well to a white person talking about whether or not something is racist, which I get. But I try to be very careful and conscious about the stuff, but that also just does give people infinite ammo to dismiss anything you say out of hand, just because no matter what you say, it's the base fact. The face fact is still true that you're white, which is fair. But also, there's only a handful of like furry people with sort of platforms that can talk about certain things that happen. And that's just like such a weird thing to see playing out, where people are like making these crazy snap judgments of people based on a photo that didn't even contain anything bad happening. So it was just like people writing fan fiction and reasons to get mad at people, hypothetically, essentially, just very strange behavior to me. And I just tried to use my third channel as sort of a platform to try to encourage people to just sort of try the infinite and impossible task of processing the people around them as full people. Just everyone's a person around you, their own whole life and everything, navigating modern society. There's just like a million angles to approach it from. So I just thought it was worth explaining the fact that, like, the base assumptions, for example, that everyone in the photo was white, just wasn't true as a base thing, which is complicated too because that involves accepting the assumption that everyone in the photo being white would be bad, which isn't necessarily the case. Like in an Anita Sarkeesian sort of way, like the idea of it being an overall wider trend can be a flaw. So people were just widely talking about the idea that there is disproportionately more white people in the furry fandom than in other parts of the world, then that's a thing worth commenting on. It's especially something you can feel in real time, because that we're just on a tangent here. that photo was from Furry Week in Atlanta, which is in Atlanta, which the whole time you're there, you are abundantly aware of how extremely black the entire surrounding area is, and how not black the actual event you're attending is. And like, that's noticeable, and that's significant. But it's also weird to like get mad at an individual photo of people as if they're the ones doing something wrong, and you're mad based on the premise that they're all white. And not only is it kind of weird and messy to do that at a bunch of people basically just for being white and going to a thing, but it's also weird to do when the basic assumption is wrong in that a bunch of them aren't white, and there was like Korean people and Latinos and so on in the picture. So I'm just like, I'm one of the only people that would talk about this, that would have any level of like audience for it, and I feel like it just deserves a longer form discussion than the really gross way that these things get discussed on Twitter. But like, I went in knowing like, oh, I'm gonna be talking about this as a white person. And like, it's going to have its own messiness inherently because of that. But that's the format, because it's my channel and I'm the one with the audience, and that's just what this all is. It's like this conundrum of like, do you get into this thing and try to make the conversation better, even if you're not the perfect person to say it, or do you ignore it? Which there's kind of a no-win situation, because as white people are endlessly demonized for not commenting on stuff, but then when they do comment on it, it's shut up white person, obviously. So that's messy in its own right. Kind of just processing the... still processing a lot of it in real time, really. I was just like, this thing sucks and it should be talked about, right? Like, there's a bunch of people that are being called white that aren't white, and they're seeing it, and like, what's the goal in all this? Everything's messy. I prefer not to talk about race things, and I do prefer to listen to other people about race things. It's not a topic I normally want to touch at all. But I'm just like, basic research uncovered such significant discrepancies in the entire narrative, and it just wasn't that hard to unpack, but if I don't point it out, then people aren't really going to notice. But it was also just like one of like the 10 subtopics of the entire video. Because it started with these people are white, and then went on to like, these people are racist, these people are exclusionary, these people are elitist, and all these other different things. And I'm like, that's a lot of fan fiction to write about some people in a photo. The assumption that they're exclusionary when it's a public meetup at a furry convention is inherently very strange. But anyway, that's a whole ass video. It's a video on my third channel called We Need to Talk About Gym Furries, where I just tried to unpack some of that mess. But I've been having people say mean things in the comments, as they usually do. Overall, the reception's very positive, but people can get very personal. Especially when they like watch your stuff for years, and then they have like a bunch of ammo ready to use against you. I'm like, alright, this seems bad faith. Shit. The ancient stone disc. That's significant. And then we just head on back. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. It's been super weird having that third channel, or just the overall experiment that was, basically. It came from the fact that I realized that the least successful thing I can do on my Let's Play channel is upload video games. Just video games don't do very well, even if you're on a channel that's completely based around just video games all the time. Like, you'd think that if you grow your whole audience uploading video game footage for a decade, that the people that are there would primarily be receptive to more of that. But if I upload anything that's not video games, it actually does like 10 times better than the surrounding content. Like, not just like a bit better, but like astronomically better, to the point where you would consider thinking maybe you should stop doing the video game content and just do that. So I started sprinkling those in. I was making like a little vlog type video every week or so, testing out the waters for that vibe. But then after a while I was like, these should probably be on a different channel. Not because, like, I know it contradicts the earlier message about the idea of it being like a way of revitalizing the Let's Play channel, is like by making these bonus videos that do it much better and give people something else to watch on the Let's Play channel. But I'm like, these actually might do better and have more of an audience if I put them on a new channel where people can just watch that. Because then people can subscribe for those videos specifically. Instead of being a way of getting more views on my Let's Play audience, it's a way of getting just in its own audience, potentially, which the Let's Play audience can also check out, but other people might want to only watch those ones without being bombarded by like 15 gameplay videos every week, which makes a lot of sense to me. So I was like, okay, let's move that stuff to the new channel, re-upload a few of them to rehome them, but then kind of like start over there. But then it's been a while just trying to find, like, figure out how to make that whole place work, figure out what kind of topics are worth talking about, what my kind of like my voice is, where's my lane. And then accidentally falling into just covering a bunch of furry stuff all the time, kinda. Should probably pick this up now this is no longer out of bounds. It looks really weird like that. I don't know if any of the visitors actually use that stuff. I haven't seen it. What do we have here? Fascinating. This is a clear example of pre-ancient civilization. It would easily be one of the oldest items in this museum. But the map certainly wasn't that old, so how did a newer map lead to such an old find? Also, these markings indicate that this disc is fitted into a door of some sort. But what is the door? We are in need of more information. Maybe we find out who made the map and buried the disc, we can figure out where it goes. Is there anyone you can think of that would know about old treasure maps? Anchor? Anchor probably knows more old stories than anyone, especially when it comes to buried treasure. Good idea. You should talk to him. See if he knows anything about the map. Good luck, Meryl. I hope you can find a clue that can guide us in the proper direction, Pawu. I guess we found our podcast topic for while I'm cruising back and forth. Yeah, I spent a while trying to figure out, like, how do I film these? I got really up in my head about like how shit I looked on webcam footage, and trying to be like, do I get a new webcam? Do I get new lights? Kept trying to find different solutions for how bad the video looked, because I just could not figure out how to make it look better. And the answer probably really is just you have to use a DSLR, which is wild, because that's a a lot of setup and stuff to have around. Ahoy there, Marrow. I hope you're having a fine day. Fine day indeed. Well, shiver me timbers, never thought I'd be seeing the likes of one of the Captain Three Eyes maps again. Been many a year since I last came across one. There's no mistaking it. Three Eyes always had a flair for whimsy, and a very nice handwriting for a pirate. Where did you come across this? An old archaeologist book. That was underwater, but survived. And following the map led you to find an ancient stone disc? Curious. I could be thinking of no tales of Three Eye that involved any disc. There do be a tale of him knowing the whereabouts of some great treasure, though the tales never tell what that treasure be. How do I find you? That I do not be knowing. Mayhaps you need to speak to the source itself, as it were. Granted, Three Eye be passed long ago, but maybe the wreckage of this ship will have some answers. The only thing I'll be knowing is that his ship disappeared years ago in Boomerang Bay. Legend says the very sea opened up and swallowed the ship in a great gulp. I reckon you should try to find her. If there be any clues to be found, you'll be on they'll be on her wreckage. So we're gonna go straight to the boomerang. You're not going back. Yeah, just going to Boomerang's Bay. We're not going back to Wellington in the process. Good way to skip a step. There's so many NPCs always trying to get my attention at all times. But yeah, it's very funny that after all that hand-wringing about how to film better and getting some new equipment and so on, and figuring out different ways of trying to light my room, and then only finding that these things that seem like good lighting solutions keep not showing up on camera the way I expect, and all this other stuff. I was in the process of trying to figure out how to do like 3 lighting systems, where like there's a whole system where people sort of like end up doing like by-lighting in their background, but then their face is lit with like a brighter light, and that was just like a bunch of terminology that I need to figure out that I don't fully understand, like fill lights and stuff like that. It was going to be a whole ass thing I'd have to look into. And then in the middle of agonizing over that for a while and not making videos because I was trying to figure out how to make the videos look like shit, I then just like hopped into VR chat and just did one of the things in VR chat, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't I think of doing this sooner? People do this all the time. Like, it's normal to do VR chat videos. What, am I insane? Oh. Hello. Oh, I don't like the chicken. Oh, we're going down here. Okay. It's been a bit. No, I really should have deposited my inventory into the ship's inventory. There we go. Just to help out with that. So then I've been doing the VR chat videos. Not only were they much easier to make look decent because you're filming a little video game avatar of yourself. People seem to like them. They just like looking at that version of it, the cartoon character, which makes sense because furries. If you present yourself as a 3D furry, then people are like, oh, this is fun. Not a tough sell, actually. These noises. Am I going the right way? I don't know. The wreckage of 3-eyed ship. This might count. Yep, find it. It's complete. Okay. So we actually have a quest that pointed here. That's interesting. That's interesting because this quest was listed as a new quest in the current patch. But this place has been here the whole time. I found this thing ages ago. It's curious that they let us go here all this time because it's like kind of like a neat reveal to find now on some level. It feels a little weird that the clues were leading to us to a place we already knew about. Is this going to be a map? I saw this earlier and thought it was a treasure map or something someone appears to have made a map of the islands. Location marked by X is probably something I should check out. That's the 4 new islands. Do I have a... I don't think I have anything helpful here. Okay, it's just marked on my map. Okay, that's helpful. I was gonna say, it's not very precise. There's like those 4 things and there's... It doesn't quite match up. Because that's the volcano island right there on the far left. So going by the location, it would be like up here, going by how it's laid out on this map. So it's not exactly precise, but thankfully they just gave me a exact location. So that'll help us. But yeah, ever since I kind of found my footing on how to do that channel with the VTuber or the VR chat avatar, I'm like, okay, this kind of makes sense. But now I just have the slightly terrifying problem of I've made my audience talking about furry stuff. Pretty consistently, if I talk about like some TV show that I have opinions about, it absolutely bombs. No one wants to watch those videos. I know someone will always say, no, I want to, and that's fair. But like statistically, it's like no one. Like it's an insane plummeting of views where you're like, oh damn. It's hard not to have it get to you when you get like 1/10 the views for something. You're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about that then. But the struggle talking about furry stuff is that you're inherently talking about an entire group of queer people. And that's already a mess, because queer includes a giant umbrella of different queer identities that are, like, varying levels of compatible with each other and very different experiences in many cases. But also people within a single, just even if I was just talking about cis gay men, there's wildly varied experiences within that. There's obviously race, but there's also like the gender presentation within that experience, what country you're in, what part of the United States you're in if you're in the United States, what cultural background you have, what decade you were born in, whether or not you spent time in the closet, whether or not you're still in the closet. There's so many massively fractional ways to talk about that stuff, including the question of whether or not you're willing to even admit that furries are queer, which is just like really documented and true, but people will act like it's not documented and true and obvious. Just its own thing that's wild. Just all of the pitfalls of talking about a group of people and how that's just like a huge nightmare to navigate. So I get really stressed out when I make most of my videos, really, whenever I talk about anything that's like observably like about furry things in a group of people. Cause it's really fucking hard to do, and it's really hard. It's really easy to get caught up doing infinite caveats, trying to cover every single bit of your ass for every single angle and every single additional, like, fractal tangent that you can get from where you started, but it's impossible to keep up with. Hello. It's glowing behind this door. Nope, that's where it goes. Get the Ark. Oh, it's like the Ark of the Covenant, isn't it? I've never actually watched Indiana Jones. Well, I watched the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and none of the other ones. Huh. The Critter Ark. It belongs in a museum. This belongs in a museum. Hey, that's like the quote from the Indiana Jones. I wonder if this quest is over. Huh. This definitely felt like the kind of thing that would have been a big treasure hunt across the whole map with a whole bunch of steps and so on. Not that I'm looking for things to actively drown themselves out for just drag themselves out just for the sake of it. But I'm like, wait, that might be it. That might be the end of the whole quest. That was actually really fast. It is funny though that to me that I thought I was done. I thought I just didn't have enough content for an episode, and then I'm like, wait a minute, a villager creator and this bonus quest. Well, I guess that'll round things out. It's a thing that happens every playthrough when I'm nearing the end, where I'm like, wait, is there another episode's worth? And sometimes I'll kind of like start a new episode of a game, then roll credits 15 minutes later, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess this is just going to be attached to the previous episode then, JK. And that's exasperated by the confusion of playing a game that's open-ended by nature and just having to like feel out when you think you're out of patch content for now and it's best to come back later, combined with the episodes being way longer, so each commitment is more of a gamble when you're like, is there enough for another episode? Oh, let's put the head lantern back on. All right, we got an ark. Yeah, that big temple with an Ark of the Covenant behind it definitely does give off the vibe of the quest being over. Oh yeah, I forgot that these streetlights are made by me. They do look neat everywhere. I did just kind of sprinkle them throughout, yeah. They add a nice little bit of atmosphere here at night. And a slightly awkwardly placed telephone booth in front of two people's houses. I've mixed on that. It kind of looks like it fits there and kind of doesn't look like it fits there. weird X marked patch there. Do 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 do. Fuck. It's nighttime. Didn't really think that through for a second there. Made 15 reinforced planks. Not sure how many I made. Or am making. Go ahead and reset. But yeah, I've cornered myself in a spot where I'm like, I've got to talk about bisexuals, I've got to talk about trans people, I've got to talk about queer people of color and so on. And it's like, oh fuck, what have I done? This is gonna be a struggle. It's just begging to put myself in a tough situation where I'm like, sorry, I tried my best. Well, there's a lot of situations where I take my job pretty seriously for this stuff, but also like I'm limited by my own ability to my own creative limitations of being able to think everything through or double, quadruple check things or so on, depending on the level of whether or not it's written or live. There's always room for bad faith, by which I mean like just assuming the worst and then seeing the worst because you assume the worst vibes. And that's kind of always there. Like I think about how I got in trouble for how I phrased some trans stuff in some video essays, and I'm like, man, I was literally already afraid of that, so I was preemptively doing damage control, or damage mitigation by having a trans woman read these parts to tell me if any of it seemed off. And so even with that, application of care, it still just didn't work out. Like I still said stuff, ended up saying stuff that people didn't like, and I'm like, man, I tried to do it right. I genuinely tried to do it right, and it still is never. It's just so hard to actually do it right. Not to mention just the mess of how like interpretation, the meanings of words can shift really rapidly, especially in queer spaces, where the impression people get about stuff can change surprisingly suddenly. A lot of waterproof here, damn. Gotta make more softwood. But also there's some realms of language where it genuinely, and it's hard to explain this, but like there are bits where language can be seen as positive or negative based on how you choose to interpret it coming in, and that's frustrating. Like there are sometimes stuff that's like normal to say in some contexts, but if you are inherently assuming the worst of the speaker, then it becomes negative language instead, in a way that you kind of can't control as the speaker. You can kind of just do your best to do well by as many people as possible, but given that I make content that gets viewed by thousands of people on the unpopular end and tens or hundreds of thousands of people on the popular end, I am incapable of avoiding being misinterpreted by people that just don't want to see the best in me, because there's just so many people. There's just so many people that some of them are there's so many people that some of them are going to just assume that I mean malice, which is a challenging thing to accept and get used to when you're a queer person talking about queer community, because it is the group of people that you kind of depend on for your own sense of security as a person. And so if you feel turned on by queer community, you can feel especially isolated, which is kind of a situation that a lot of queer content creators get put in, is that they talk about queer communities and they're trying to do so specifically because they mean well for the queer community that they value specifically. Like they probably where all their friends are and part of their coming out journey, and very important to their sense of safety and belonging as a person. And if as a content creator, if you make content about queer stuff, you're inherently threatening your own ability to feel at home among queer people, because you're going to end up having to read on a daily basis some very unkind thoughts about you by queer people, specifically along the axis of queerness. And that is self-damaging, but also the only way that anyone can cover queer stuff correctly, because the alternative is non-queer people doing it. Ugh. Which this is part of why it takes me a million years to finish a video essay, is because I really agonize over not just like the quality and structure of the arguments and so on, but also like, oh god, how many ways can I forcefully misinterpret myself here so I can maybe head off of those ideas, and preemptively doing damage mitigation for everything that I say in a way that's really exhausting. And it'd be so much easier if I just didn't care. Would you look at this? Amazing! The craftsmanship is unlike anything I've ever seen. This definitely belongs in the museum. I don't recognize any of the markings on this, but it is definitely old and made with incredible skill. It will take me months to study just to hopefully decipher the markings. And that doesn't even take into account that what it might contain. I'll have to be exceedingly cautious when I finally attempt to open it, Powu. I'm at a loss for words of what you've accomplished. I have no idea how to repay you. Wait, I do have an idea. Come back to me tomorrow and I will have something for you that will commemorate your accomplishment. Thank you, Meryl. You've done a great service to the study of archaeology today. You should be very proud. I'm just like... It took me 10 minutes. It's fine. It's fine. It's not... My superpower is being the only person in town that can swim. Yeah. Oh, it's a tourist day. Again, wow. Those are common. You say return to Professor Wellington, but when does the museum open? I'm just gonna sleep till 10 out of self-preservation there. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum. Oh no, did I make waterproof planks instead of reinforced planks? You betcha I did, so I also wasted the planks. Oh my god. Well, ain't that frustrating. What am I even gonna do with those? Guess I'll just put them away. Shit. The similar looking gray planks have ruined my day once again. Let's wrap this up. I guess maybe don't be surprised if I, have suddenly made more villagers by the time the next episode happens. Because we're probably wrapping this up for the patch. But if I have an idea of who to add, then there might be some surprise cameos next time. Ah, Marrow. Good to see you again, my friend. As promised, I have a special reward for you. I've stayed up all night working on replica cast of the Ark, and I'd like you to have it. Thank you again for everything you've done. I can barely contain my excitement to begin the study of the Ark. I also need to contact my colleagues about this. They are top men, after all. Ooh. Captain Marrow, welcome. Do you have anything for review? Yeah, I found this Oh, the museum's coming along nicely. Those islands have countless wonders to find and preserve, not to mention everything that lies undiscovered beneath the waves, Poo. It's our duty to scout it all out, to preserve the past and to illuminate the future and fill these lands with life. Halls with life. And I'm thrilled to have you with me on such a grand mission. Oh. Wait, did I find every museum entry? Place in your home or in town. It won't... She doesn't... Maybe if I leave and come back, I'm curious. She doesn't currently let me show her a relic. That'd be wild. That would be wild if the book that causes this quest to happen was the only thing I was missing in the entire game. Yeah. Yeah, I can't show her relics anymore. Maybe it'll come back to being doable at a like tomorrow or something if some time passes. Like maybe she's in a currently in a mode because of the quest. If there's nothing there. I kind of just inherently assume I didn't find everything that's in the current patches. There's blank spots here and there, right? Yeah, like that one. I just haven't been that thorough because it involves a lot of aimless wandering potentially. So I don't know. Huh. I think that I probably did not find everything. Can't put it on the rock. There's some frustrating limitations on where you can place things because this is clearly the aesthetically nicer place to put it compared to like on the floor somewhere. Can I put it on here maybe? None of this counts either. Damn it, these are like pedestal type locations that actually would be nice to put it on. I can put it up there, but that's just kind of a nonsense location. I don't want it to be on the floor. That does make it hard to put stuff around town. Womp womp. I guess to be fair, the thing to do would be to just put it on my place that I specifically said was for displaying stuff. That makes sense. There we go, and now that I'm in this mode I can rearrange things a little bit. Like the soccer ball just makes sense being next to something. Just for funsies. There we go. Alright, well we got the Ark of the Covenant. Amicus lives here now. We built a theme park. It's been an eventful few pouches. Let's see what they do with the next few, I think. I think that's going to be it for now, guys. Thanks for watching like always, and I will see you some unspecified number of months in the future. Or tomorrow, depending on if you mean all of my videos or this game specifically, I guess. Thanks for watching.